Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday evenings. It's probably Saturday morning and Saturday evening or afternoon, other places in the world too. So, welcome, everyone. I'm excited to bring messages of love from above today. Thank you guys so much for understanding. I had an emergency this morning where I had to take my host, who gives me this wonderful place to present these readings. I needed to take her to the hospital suddenly, so I didn't get a chance to warn anyone. So thank you guys for understanding for my absence, and I am excited to bring messages for today. So I'm excited. Before we do that, I would like to send love out to the world and to my wonderful host. If you'd like to join me, we can make such a difference in the world when we send out a higher vibration of love. It counteracts hundreds of thousands of lower vibrational energies that are out there. So if you want to join me, please do. Going to take a deep breath and just come back to this moment and to the now. And whether you're watching this on playback or live, you can join in your energies, and we'll all meet beyond time and space to send love to the world. So we allow that unconditional love to flow down into our hearts and fill us up, and then we send it out to the world. And if any of you need any love energy for any healing, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, we're sending it to you as well. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. All right, I'm excited. A lot of energy going on out in the world right now. I did want to make sure everyone knew that I did post the 1111 portal readings today. So here is the playlist for that. So we have wonderful energies, very interesting, transformational energies happening on November 11th. Very enlightening, very uh, refining of truths. So there's a little blurb in the beginning that Spirit gave me around November 11th, and actually 11 and 8 for November 8th. So be sure to check that out for your zodiac sign, whichever sign in your chart you want to listen to. Some wonderful messages came through. Also today, well, really tomorrow also will be your last day to enter the drawing for the week for the 30-minute free recorded reading. It all has to do with the weekly energy updates. All you have to do is watch at least one of the weekly energy update videos that I put out last week. That it was posted on Saturday morning or Friday night at midnight, whatever that is for you. And all you have to do is comment on one, and you'll be entered the drawing. And if you comment on more than one video, then each one of those is a drawing, an entry into the drawing. And then I close out, usually after my morning session. After I eat, I close out, and I'll pin a little comment that the drawing is now closed, and then I'll pull a winner and do a video that comes out on Sunday for the winner. So if you want to check that out, you can look into the weeklies there. And also all the November monthly readings are out. So happy November, everyone. And that is the playlist for all of those. If you haven't checked those out and would like to know for your zodiac sign what is coming your way. So I'm excited for the readings for tonight. Oh, yeah. I also wanted to post the Scorpio season pick a card. So, all of you Scorpios, happy birthday to you, Sun Baby Scorpios. There's a special birthday bonus reading in those in that pick a card. But for the rest of us that are not Scorpio Sun Babies, there's 5 pick a cards to choose from. So you can check those out too. So a lot of wonderful things. All right. Hey, Dollface Diva. Welcome. Slugger. and Jessica and M. Guerra. Thank you guys so much for being here. Benita Bala. Hey, Jaylin. Perfect love, no fear. Boom. I love it. Nadi, welcome, welcome. Rishi, hello, hello. And Ling, hello, Ling. Daisy and KDP, thank you guys so much for either being here or have commented and you're off to sleep. I know sometimes the time that this is actually like in the middle of the night in some places. And so I appreciate you guys posting comments and watching them later as well for your readings. I just love how Spirit wants to speak to us all. So I'm just getting everything set up here on my desktop. So thanks for listening to me ramble for a minute. All right. So there we go. So, excuse me, take a sip of my coffee here. And let's get started. So, Katie P, you want to know you started talking to a new guy and wonder if there's any future for you. Well, let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you regarding that. And thank you guys so much for already giving me thumbs up on the video. It does help the channel out so much, and it does help spread more Zen love and peace to the world, which I know we can all use more of that. So thank you guys so much. It's a small thing to, sometimes we think it's, oh, it's a small thing, a little like, but with more likes, the YouTube algorithm gets really excited about the videos on a channel, and they'll automatically make them recommended videos for other people as well. So thank you guys so much. It means so much. All right. So Katie P, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about this Callan guy? All right. All right. So they gave you 3 cards. The first card that they want me to talk about, though, is the Temperance card. It's time for emotions to go sleepy baby by and have temperance, have balance. Um, it's their way of saying, before you leap into a new relationship, looking for new love, it's time to, of course, here you go, another one, take a nap on the water. And this is swords. So it's your thoughts, your beliefs, and your mindsets. The Six of Swords is about moving in your thoughts and beliefs and expectations and just taking time, for you. I like both of these, being like, it's time for rest and patience. And there is new love. This is a Page of Cups. So there is like new love that is coming into your life, but they're saying be patient with things. Allow yourself time to really look at your expectations around a relationship in yourself and that, because otherwise you're just going to go back into doing what we've always done and getting what we've always gotten. And they're kind of saying it's time for, there is this promise of future relationships, but right now they're kind of like sleepy emotion time. It's time for you to turn inward. And that Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, also represents the chalice, the Holy Grail, connecting to the higher love. And it's a time for that, because what they're saying is if if you go forward without having gone inward and upward and really looked at those expectations and have that movement inside, it's just going to end up being the same person with a different name. And so right now they're just saying sleepy baby time on emotions. So that's what they have for you. I know that makes sense to you. So many blessings. All right, Daisy, how does your roommate feel and think about you? Uh-oh, let's take a look here. See what Spirit would like you to know. And then Ling, you will be up next after Daisy. Let's take a look here. Hey, Deb, love and light to you. Let's see. All right. So you have this is normally the 8 is normally strength card in other tarot, but in this one, it actually is the justice card. You see the house of cards and balancing out of thoughts and mind, um, which comes in here, which is interesting because there's this 8 of swords here too, which swords are all about the thoughts, the mindsets, the beliefs, and those types of things. And I feel like um, it's like they're on this balancing. They're trying to figure things out in their mind, right? So they've got this uh, nudge to really understand what their expectations are, what they want out of life, and what, the 8 of swords is them discovering about what are my thoughts, my beliefs, my mindsets that are making me feel blinded and bound and trapped. And you have 2 eights too, so it is about this movement up in thought and this movement up in the external situations. There's also the King of Cups that comes in here, which is all about balancing heart and mind. So I feel like there's a lot of mental thinking and processing going on here around expectations and what it is. It's interesting, if it being a roommate, that there's this house of cards, and I don't know if there's conflict in expectations and thoughts and beliefs, if there's any kind of, I want to say, bickering, but just disagreements and different ways of looking at things. And I feel like it's going back and forth and going back and forth in their head, between their head and their heart, and their head and their heart. It's like they like being there. They like what you guys have, but also they're like thinking about, is this what I really want, and is this best for us? Because I feel like there's this, going back and forth, between things, and this, kind of, it's like, do you guys walk around on eggshells around each other a little bit? I kind of feel, or hop around on eggshells, but I kind of feel like there's this movement up that's going to happen in expectations and thoughts and beliefs in your world there. So, not, excuse me, I'm not sure uh, what this is specifically about. They're kind of shielding it, but is there anything else that you'd like Daisy to know around this? Yeah. So you got the page of swords, which is all about new thought, new expectation, new communication. So there is this movement and this change in thoughts and beliefs around, the roommate situation, the interactions and feelings, because you said feel and think, which is interesting. You got the King of Cups, which is think and mind and heart. And the Five of Pentacles is here. And the Five of Pentacles is this um, journey of our worth, right? And it's about us looking to outside world and looking to people that are going to bring our sustenance. And it's the change, it's the shakeup, it's the, what's going on with here. So, I feel like that's a lot of what is going on here is, do they feel unstable in the situation, or they feel like they are in an unstable situation? Because especially with that house of cards, I really felt like they felt like they're on a rocky ground, and that Five of Pentacles is bringing up their fear of not having a sustenance or having a place to live, or that type of thing coming in. So I don't feel like, if you're looking like for romance or anything like that, I don't feel any of that. I feel they're like really about um, expectations of each other and what's going on, and am I going to be living here, and is this what's really best? And because I feel like there's been some conflict of belief, because that's what all those swords are about. So that's what they have for you right now, Daisy. So hopefully that made sense to you, but that's what they have for you tonight. All right, Ling, you are up. You want to know, how will this weekend? I know. Happy Friday, everyone, and happy weekend to those on the other side of the world. Can't believe it's Friday already. This whoosh. So we'll look at that. And then Rishi, you will be up after that. So, how will this weekend to be for you? Let's go. I want to go to these Wild Unknown Tarot. So let's take a look and see what they have for you here. Hey, Christina. Angela, hello. You're so funny. All right, let's take a look here and see what we've got going on here, Ling. I am doing well. I have my coffee. We had a rush to the hospital this morning, my host, and um, I didn't make coffee until I actually ended up getting back from running back and forth and stuff. And it is so good. I love it. All right. So let's take a look. Ling, for your weekend. So you've got the daughter of swords, which is the page of swords, which she just came up a moment ago in the other deck, which is new communication, I feel, coming in for you. Let's see what else here. Yeah, and temperance. There's the temperance and balance. Oh my God, that came up in the other one too, in the other deck. So there's this temperance and this balance, allowing things to just play out this weekend and um, enjoy the energy. You're gonna have a lot of communication, I feel, coming in though, because you see all these little orbs around here. It's like all these people contacting and reaching out to you. It feels like lately you're just been really popular. But it is about balance. Well, and a wheel of fortune. So there's a lot of fated events, a lot of beautiful things that are happening this weekend for you. And I feel like there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of stuff. But I feel like there was another message before about balancing and about you get to choose what you want to do and who you want to do it with, because you also, with that temperance and that balance, it's you don't have to say yes to everything. You get to choose what you want to do and make sure to take time for you as well throughout this weekend. I feel like you're just going to get like if you like texting, right? Boom, 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 message, message, hey, hey, knock, knock, knock. And you're just like, oh my gosh, it's like this activity center around you. But they're like, make sure you balance and don't overdo it, because you do have a lot of wonderful things that are happening this weekend for you. But don't overdo it. They keep on saying, don't overdo it. Don't, hey, Ling, don't overdo it. Don't let that Aries energy take over. Try to pull back a little bit, pull back the reins, and go about it in a nice, balanced Aries way. So I love it for you. Those are good cards to get. All right. So Rishi, you are up. And then Nadi, you will be up after that. And Rishi, why did your ex blame the breakup on you even though it wasn't your fault? You lost a lot of mutual friends. Okay, well, let's take a look here. Spirit saying, when you lose friends because they believe someone else instead of you, they weren't your friends. Right? It's like, okay, if you're going to believe them over me without asking me my side and hear my point of view, they're like, they did you a favor in making up a lie, because then you're like, oh, thank you for clearing out my friend closet of the ones that I really can't depend on, who are not really my friends. Thank you. What a blessing they brought you. So let's take a look here. Let's see why they what spirit would like you to know as far as why they blamed you. Okay. See what we got here. Yeah, well, it makes sense. So you have the Seven of Cups that comes in here, which is all confusion of emotion. They are just a barrel of emotion. So many thoughts and beliefs and everything coming in, all at once. And the Tower card, you know, when when people are, you know, when we leave each other's lives, we don't do that. We're being moved out of each other's lives for a reason. Someone's being moved out of our life, and we're being moved out of theirs. But when that happens, if you aren't in a place of emotional stability, like if you're in fear, you can't accept that anything's your fault, because when you're in the fear, it's a black and white world. It either means you're perfect or you're a failure. And so if you did just one thing, like if it was their um, choices that ended up ending a relationship, like, well, they can't admit that because that means they're a failure, just flat. There's no gray in the fear world. It's black and white. And so they, with this tower, with this change, they had to blame someone else. And you're a perfect target, right? Because, um, you're the villain in their story per se. But so there's all this emotional energy and all this confusion and all this fear emotions that are flying around, that, they were like, "Oh my god, there was this dragon and it came and it destroyed everything." That's the kind of thing people in fear see. It was a monster, and you just got cast in that role, for this. But they are saying here, you have this Empress card here, which is new birth, which is new harvest, new things coming into your life, which, like they were saying, whatever was, and friends too. Friends are moved out of your life on purpose for a purpose, right? Friends, like they were saying, the characters that were in your life pretending to be friends, being the only friend that they knew how to be. When push came to shove, they got shoved because they were not supportive of you. And so they're moved out of your life for a reason, to make room for true friendships. And you have this Nine of Pentacles that comes in too, which is about you finding your worth and your wholeness within you. So I really love this card, because it's, the nines are all about the hermit's journey and moving inward, and the Nine of Pentacles is about, you are, don't need all that stuff, and we can never, you know, make anyone believe anything that they don't want to believe, right? And so if people don't ask our side, if people make a decision saying, well, it was your fault because of this, this, and this, and this, you know, all we can do is take ownership for our own actions and our own emotions. We can't control anyone else's. And like you said, Spirit's saying, when people believe something, it's for a reason, and because they wanted to believe it. And you can't change that. And that's okay. Um, a lot of mutual friends, when in any breakup, any divorce, any breakup, it's like, who do they choose? And they don't have to choose sides, but if they choose to choose sides, then they made their choice. And they're like, well, you just don't get to be friends with me. In your loss, not mine. In fact, with you making that choice, it's showing me that this is a good thing for me. So that's what they want for you this evening, Rishi. So many blessings for you, at least regarding that question. All right. So Nadi, you are up next. And Jalen, TGIF, whoop whoop. Hopefully you're doing well as well. And you'll be up next after Nadi. So, what is your next step in your life? Your life's mission. I like it. And I am drawn here to the Return of Spirit deck for you. So, let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like to say. All right. Right off the bat. So, you've got assistance. Beautiful, beautiful card here. I call these the spiritual inkblot test. It's fractal imaging, and they put a bunch of formulas into the system, and it generates things. I don't know what it's going to look like, and then so She chooses the ones that speak to her. And so whatever you see is a special message for you. And then, of course, she also intuited, and we'll read that from the book. And it says, we all need a little help at one point or another in our lives. Rest assured, help is on the way for you. There's a huge inpouring of divine and angelic assistance coming to you now. And this card appears for you today to let you know that your need for help has been acknowledged. Whether you've directly asked for aid or not, the universe is stepping forward on your behalf. This assistance can come in many forms. Sometimes it comes in the form of another person, and we don't necessarily have to know them personally for them to influence our lives. Through a series of divinely organized coincidences, a complete stranger can make their way into our personal world, providing the help we so greatly need. At other times, it may be our closest friends who lovingly step forward to assist us. However, we can also experience a sudden shift in circumstances, which occurs for no logical reason. This can happen to certain individuals who we may be having difficulty with. Either something energetically shifts in them, or we suddenly understand how we are to deal with that person. No matter how it happens, it is spirit working in your life. So let this be fair warning. Help is coming. So don't do something silly, such as say, no, thank you, when help is offered to you. Do not let feelings of not being worthy or deserving get in the way. Do not allow your pride or need to be the giver interfere with this divine offering of assistance. You most certainly deserve it. Allow yourself to receive it. Just smile and say, thank you. Just as this assistance comes to you, sometime soon Spirit will call on you to provide a loving hand to help someone else. So, with your next step in your life and your life's mission, I really like that they brought in this that saying help is on the way. There's going to be messages, there's going to be this unveiling around you, and you're going to know it because you know it's going to make your heart sing. Like an opportunity is going to come up where someone's like, hey, have you ever been to like this type of workshop, or hey, have you ever read this book, or hey, did you ever think of doing something like this with your life? Just be like, whoa, wow, okay, thank you, and look into that, because I feel like that next step is being open to receiving from the higher realm, and allow yourself to receive, because there's huge help, like they said, coming your way, but a whole lot of guidance. And definitely, the more that you focus on like unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, that's the frequency at which spirit speaks. And I feel like this is a time where they're like, reach out to us, reach and ask us of your own free will, because they won't meddle in your free will, choices. And so they kind of hold back, and they're like, but if you ask us, we'll be giving you messages all over the place. And so I feel like when you're asking for your life's mission, the more you connect upward, the more you connect with your higher self, the more you realize what it is in your life that makes your heart sing, your soul sing. And it's not all in the head of all these, thoughts and about the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos, that you really are um, diving deep into your heart, and that you're finding what your next life mission is. But they're being very um, shielded and veiled around it, because they want you to connect with them. They are like, a big piece of your life's mission is your ability to connect. And so they want to start doing that more and more and more deeply. So I like it for you, Nutty. So many blessings. That's what they have for you right now. All right, Jaylin, you are up next. And then Perfect Love, No Fear, you will be up after that. So let's take a look here, Jaylin. You want an update on love? Who's coming towards you? Your energy has been high, and so your instincts, you feel like something big is going to happen. I know I've been feeling like that too. Like there's something huge about to happen just in the world. I'm like, all right, here we go. Whatever comes, like I've had a good life. I'm ready. Whatever. Is it aliens? Is it, a big, huge spiritual sudden uplift and change of the energy across the planet, whatever it is, let's go. I'm ready. All right, so let's take a look here and see an update on love first. Who's coming towards you? All right, and we'll see if they'll throw in what that energy is about too. All right. Okay. Funny, funny, funny. All right. I laugh because you got the Ace of Wands, which is, new energy, new passion. You got the Lover's card. So definitely there is something headed your way and coming your way. Definitely there. So it's like, okay, we get it. We get it. We get it. But there's also this um, working out of expectations here because you got the Three of Swords, which is about expectations equal disappointment, and the Five of Swords is about expectations and kind of clashing of small t truths with other people where you're like, I just want to murder them. It's like, you will do what I want you to do, or else, there's like this pressure. So I feel like they're saying, but um in the meantime, it's working on those things, right? Those expectations about what something is supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be, because expectations equal disappointment. And there's this conflict of it has to happen this way, and I want them to be like this, and because I need to be like this, and this is what the relationship needs to be. But that block, really boxes you in, which it's kind of like you're boxed in here. These are like your expectations that are here. And here is you going to let yourself out here. Double endings and double new beginnings. I love how this card, is showing what I was just talking about. Really, it's your higher self here calling you into a deeper understanding and relationship with them too, which does help you with those expectations. But I love how it's, you know, you might have yourself in this maze that makes it very difficult to find love, which is what we all do, because our human side loves to complicate life. And life is very simple. It's either of unconditional love in the moment or the fear of losing conditional love. It's like, it's always a choice between that in every moment, either the story we're put into it or the emotion that we're feeling. And those are so intertwined too. But I feel like they're saying that love is headed your way, but in this pause period, while it's headed your way, they do want you to look at those expectations and those thoughts and those beliefs, because it's going to make such a difference in the relationship that you'll end up in, instead of the mirror reflecting back, you know, um, the murderer. It's like, no. But because you do have the sun card, which they're saying if you do that and you do those types of things, that this is what comes, and the sun card is excuse me, all about victory and brightness and wholeness and just joy. It's like one of the most victorious cards in the entire deck. So I feel like that's what they're kind of having you focus on right now regarding, love and relationship. And I do want to take a look here and see if they'll talk about why your energy has been so high too. Okay. Yeah. So you do have the Knight of Cups, which is movement of love and movement, and in pursuit of the Holy Grail. That's what the Knight of Cups is questing after, which is really searching for the higher love that we are so hungry for and desire on the insides. And then you also have the Queen of Swords, which the Queen of Swords is about balancing heart and mind, the expectations that we have with that sword in our hand, you know, but also trusting our heart and working out, a balance between between the two there. So I feel like this energy that's coming in here is you are connecting more and more and more to that unconditional love on the other side, which does fill us up and it activates things within us, which makes sense now that when I'm saying that, my energy's been feeling so high too. Well, I've been doing readings almost every single day, and then on the weekends, like a bunch, and then I do readings and record readings during the day. So I feel like the more we're connecting, the more connecting to spirit, we're just open, and it's just opening up, and we're being flooded with so many of this beautiful spiritual energy for this time that we're entering into. So I feel like there's the love that you're looking for, you're human, but your higher spiritual connection with your higher self is also opening things up really big for you in your life as well. So I'm excited. All right, Jalen, that's what they have for you this evening. All right, perfect love, no fear. Let's take a look here. Oh, sorry, it scrolled really fast. There we go. And And then Jalen will ask that second question that you have there too. And then Benita, you'll be after that. So perfect love, no fear. Sell and move or stay. Was this your shelter for this time being, or is this your home for a longer period? All right. Should you stay or should you go? Dun 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 dun. Right. So, what would you like perfect love to know about this? Their home. Stay or go? Stay or go? Okay. Yeah. So you got the King of Wands, which fire, fire, movement, movement, wand, wand, taking action, right? So I feel like this is movement. You got the Four of Pentacles too, which the Four of Pentacles is about stability in your outside world. Um, and I feel like, especially because you also got the Three Pentacles here, which the Three Pentacles is about staying true to your authentic path and what you are feeling like you want to do and what you feel you need to do. But this is them saying that you have this fire that's inside you that's wanting to have action and movement. And I think it's interesting too how they have um, the Four of Pentacles being a boat, which is about movement, and this thing is like on fire too. And it's for some reason when I saw the Four of Pentacles, I felt home. And so with this movement of home and this fire movement, I feel like they are urging you to, you know, sell and move into something that is your authentic path. Let me see here. Is it like a fast? Well, with that King of Wands, it's usually that's like fire. That's like usually fast movement, but let me see what else they say here. Yeah, six of wands. So six of fire, which six is a very flowing number. It's recognition and victory as well. So I feel like with all this fire that's in all these cards, it is about movement. It is about um, finding something that is in alignment with your authentic self, not the expectations of what everyone thinks you should do and supposed to do and need to do, but it's about uh, what you are wanting in your heart. What's your authentic path, and staying true to your authenticity. So they're saying that you know what that means. So that's what they have for you. So I love it. Many blessings. All right. And so Jalen, you want to know, you feel like someone wants to talk to you. Is there a telepathic connection? So let's take a look here. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. We had the Six of Pentacles that came up here. And, this usually, if it's like about a relationship, it's my codependency awareness card. But I feel like there's this flow in the outside world because you also have the 6 of cups, which the 6 of cups is normally the nostalgia card, about the past and someone from your past coming back. And I kind of feel like these are intermingled. Like there's this is it someone from your past that used to have kind of a codependent relationship before? And there was this, you've had growth since then and you have this understanding since then. And I feel like there's this person from your past that is thinking about you. And there's the Knight of Pentacles here, which is about slow movement and patience. And it's something that will take a long time to come to fruition because, it's the slowest moving night out of all three because the other ones are about our mind and our heart and our energy, which is all inward things where things happen like that. But the King of Pentacles is the outside world, which is very slow. 3 months for spring, 3 months for summer, 3 months for autumn, 3 months for winter. So it's very takes longer for things in the outside world to happen. But I feel like there is this connection, and I don't know if it's like this, if it's your spidey sense going, nope, 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 I don't want to be in that again. Um, but I feel like that there is this person from your past that had that kind of relationship with that is thinking about you, and it's activating within you, memories and connection with that. So hopefully that makes sense to you there, Jalen. But that's what they have for you. So many blessings. All right, Benita Bala, love it. You are up next, and then Jessica Sample. You will be up after that. I thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you've already given the video. It's just so helpful, and I really, really appreciate it. All right, so Benita, can you trust Gurpreet? Sometimes he acts weird, but I don't know if he is playing me. Okay, let's take a look here. So, what would you like Benita to know about Gurpreet? Okay, anything else? All right. Well, I think, you know, as far as trusting him, I almost feel like, um, because the 9 of Cups is like a wish fulfillment card, and the Page of Cups is about new love, and the Hierophant is about commitment. And I feel like they act weird because they have these types of feelings for you, and that's why they're you know it's like they use humor or they have like some of this awkwardness when they're around you because of the feelings they have for you. So let's take a look here and see, because I was like focusing on their weirdness. So let me focus on can you trust them? But that's why they're acting strange. There for you. Hmm. So there's a King of Pentacles here, which is about a solid foundation in who they are. The 7 of Pentacles is about like patience and timing, and that it's just like it takes a long time for the fruit to grow and show itself, right? So last thing that shows up on a fruit tree is the fruit. But they're showing this Queen of Cups, which the Queen of Cups, not only does she roll over water, but she gets a second portion of water because all the queens do. So she is very intuitive. She's very in tune with herself. And I feel like the spirit is saying, there's all this stuff, but trust your gut and trust your intuition. If you don't feel you can trust them, then don't, because they are saying, do not um, second guess your intuition. If you feel it, then that's your answer, right? Yeah, because they have the 2 of Pentacles. It's balancing in the outside world. They just pointed out to me, see how they're like this would be you eating across the table. You don't turn your back on them. You have your shield in front of you and you are guarding yourself, right? So you're like, you're having a meal, but you have your shield right here going, yeah, I'm eating with one hand, but I'm not letting my guard down with you. And I feel like that's where you're at right now. And they're saying just trust your gut with it. Um, are you fearing that you won't have love again? The Three of Cups, which is trust, spirit. This is your spiritual posse. They're around you, and they're the ones that will be sending you your spidey sense vibes, right? That you're just like, this doesn't feel right. There's something there. And they're saying, trust it because we're around you. We're protecting you too. But they're saying, but we also give you messages into your intuition and your gut area, and so to trust that. So I feel like you know, he's just goofy. He just acts weird because he's just socially awkward, but he's awkward around you because he has some feelings there, and so he's like, but definitely trust your gut, and they're like saying, just keep that shield up. But you know, it's like he's not trying, so I don't think he's intentionally playing you, and he's not intentionally trying to be untrustworthy, but that doesn't mean someone isn't trustworthy and that you, um, lower your shield, if that makes sense. It's just like, "You got a lot going on over there, so I'm just gonna have this shield up because I don't wanna get any of what's about to happen on me. I'm just gonna have this, you know, shield." So, um that's not a super, super duper duper clear message, but I think it gives you the clarity that you need, they say. So that is what message they have for you, Benita. So many blessings to you. All right, Jessica, you are up. And then M. Guerra, you will be up after that. So what can you expect for the rest of the year, Jessica? Let's take a look and see what Spirit wants you to know. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, you do have the Knight of Swords that's coming in, which is about a quest and it is about movement and your thought and your beliefs and your mindsets. And I really like that for you because this is like you are really looking at what are you expecting out of life? What are you expecting out of yourself? What are you expecting out of others? Just all of that. You're in this beautiful quest for higher truth and understanding about what your beliefs are inside of you, because it does bring you, Page of Cups. It does bring you higher connections to the love from above, which also brings in, love in the outside world. So it's those changing of the expectations that opens up and allows new opportunities to come in. You also have the High Priestess here, which the high priestess goes into her temple. So that is important for you to take your alone time. She goes into the high temple, connects to the higher realms, goes behind the veil, dives deep into the unconscious and the subconscious. So she really gets into the soul, really gets into the spirit, understanding, gets into the emotions. So, all of those three cards together are about this inner journey of love, inward and upward, and thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. But all of that does bring these opportunities for love into your life because you do go through this rebirth. You are letting things go. Things are ending and things are beginning. Old things are falling away, making room for new things coming in. And so this is a wonderful card to get. It's very refreshing. It's the purging of things that no longer serve you to make space for the new things that are coming in. It's like going through your clothes closet and you're like, I haven't worn these things in years and I will never wear this again. I'm just cleaning things out, and then that allows you to go shopping for more. But it's also relationship, it's also thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. It clears a lot of clutter out of your life, and that's what I feel you're doing for the rest of the year. Um, can you say when new love comes in? Is it going to be before the end of the year? Okay. Yeah. Page of Cups comes in before the end of the year. So that opens up where you get to meet this new higher love, this new different kind of love in your life than you've had before. So I like it. Some good stuff coming for you, Jessica, and that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. M. Guerra. How can you get a general? You just ask for one and now you're going to get one. That's how it works. I love it. All right. And then Slugger, you will be up after that. So let's take a look here. What would Spirit like you to know right now? Oh, you said hi. Can you get one? You're not how. Maybe I need to drink more coffee. All right. All right. Very nice. I think I will take another sip. So you do have some change coming here. You have the tower, which is about things being moved out of your life on purpose and things being moved into your life on purpose for a purpose. You do have the justice card here, which as soon as I saw it, I just put out the 1111 portal, which is all about the justice portal. So be sure to check that out. I do have the link there. Um, so check that out for your sun sign and whatever other sign in your birth chart that you're drawn to, because there's messages there's for you regarding what's being removed out of your life and brought in. But this does focus in on, you see the Ace of Swords, around thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and attitudes. And there's this balancing out. They usually have the scales too. And there's this balancing out of your life where you might have felt like things have kind of tipped. And, there's a lot of these beliefs and thoughts were just ruling your life, but there's this beautiful balancing, this beautiful higher perspective that is connected to the higher realms too, that's helping balance things out for you. And that is great because you do have the Two of Cups that comes in here, which with that balancing out, with the movement, with things being brought out, things are brought into your life as well, which you have this next relationship, this next mirror, this next teacher that's coming into your life to help you understand love and the feelings of love and how you love yourself and how you can love others. And I really like that because you also have the two here, which is the high priestess. So, like we were just talking about, it's important for you to just take a step back and do connect to your higher self, connect to your emotions, connect to what is going on in here. And that, you have three major arcana cards over four. So this is an important time in your life, a significant time of these changes of how you're perceiving things, how you're looking at relationships, how you're looking at yourself. Why do I think that way? Why do I feel I only deserve this? Well, that high priestess allows you to go back and look at old memories and old emotions and go, oh, so when, that teacher told me that, or that parent told me that, or my siblings did this to me, this is what rippled forward into my life. And now I see I'm going back to the source and I'm making these changes. Things are being also, thoughts and beliefs are being burned away and transformed like a phoenix into something else. And it comes out being, you come out being stronger in this new person in how you, because you're seeing the clarity around who you are and what you want in life. So I like it for you, M. Guerra. So that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right, we'll keep going here. Hey, intuitive enlightenment, welcome, welcome. All right. Just scroll back a little bit here. There we are. So, Slugger, you are up next. And then Diva, Dollface Diva, you will be after that. So, Slugger, you want to know what are Aiden's next actions towards you, specifically in a romantic sense? Do you see anything happening? Well, let's take a look here. I'm going to switch to this other tarot deck, and we will see what they have. So, what are Aiden's next actions? Will they be romantic? Will there be romantic actions towards you? Okay. Do I even need more? Okay. All right. Well, the first card that popped out was the Two of Cups, which would tell me that it seems like there will be romantic things that will unfold. It's like, all right. That's why I was like, do I even need any more cards? And they're like, oh, we always like to give more advice because that would be too, it'd be like, yes, there will be romantic actions. Next. But they want to let you know, of course, you've got all these pentacles that are unfolding here too. So you've got this is the King of Pentacles, which is about this solid outward world and this feeling of abundance in your outside world. And then you also have the 10 of Pentacles, which these two together or separate are about a lot of abundance, this feeling of solidness in your outside world. So I feel like that is a huge thing that's coming in here with all of this is that you just feel this, this next action towards you in a romantic sense. It's like it just makes you feel like your world is just full and overflowing because of it. And you do have the Six of Pentacles here, which the Six of Pentacles is my codependency awareness card. So they wanted to tell you all of that to go, all right, great, that's what I want to hear, and what the answers you wanted, not like that's what you wanted to hear, but it's the you wanted to know what was coming, and like so that's what's coming. But be aware of while you're waiting for these things to unfold, you also have the um, this is normally the Justice card, card number 11. This one, it's reversed to mean Strength card, but I almost feel like this is the like they're wanting to talk about the Justice card, even though it's the Strength card in this deck. And because it's about um, changing thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And the Six of Pentacles with the codependency awareness card is about being aware of where your thoughts and your beliefs come from on why you feel you have to overgive and how you end up being someone in a relationship that just feels like you have to give everything in order to deserve a little thing back. And that there's this, because I almost feel like they are saying, this is the dragon that's convincing you, and it's about going back and pinning the tail on the dragon, identifying what it is that makes you feel that way. Because this pausing period, this I feel like it's going to move forward a little slowly, is giving you the opportunity to release that about yourself to where you can feel like you can equally give and receive as well, that you don't have to give 100 of something to get one back. It's like close to 50-50, and you're like, is that even possible? But we have this belief and this thought of something from way back when you were younger, like as a child, that you had to overgive, you had to overdo things to get attention that you were seeking, and it was like a battle to get attention. And so I feel like that's what they're wanting you to know. Yeah. Because then you do have the Page of Swords, which is about new thoughts, new beliefs, new mindsets. The Ace of Swords allows you to cut away these old thoughts and these old beliefs that keep you trapped in that, emotion, that fear of, well, if I don't give, then they'll just leave me for someone else because they're going to go, they want someone who gives that much. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what you were taught you were supposed to do, right? But it's this freeing thing. It allows you to understand where it was coming from and release it so that you can have this relationship that you are really looking for. One that doesn't end up where you feel exhausted from overgiving and then resentful when you've given so much that you're almost like feel like you're dead, and that the other people in the relationship, because you won't really allow them to give to you because you fear what does it mean if you allow them to give to you, they end up going out having an affair or becoming a workaholic or investing their energy in their friends or a hobby or working out, something where they invest their energy outside of the relationship because they feel they can't give to you because it's went from an adult to adult relationship to a parent child where you're the parent and they're the child and you don't, a parent gives to their children, but no, we don't receive back. It's that kind of relationship that it switches into, but you want to learn where you don't have to switch it that way, where it blows up, that you can have this wonderful give and take relationship. So that's what they have for you, Slugger. So many blessings for you. All right, Doll Face Diva, you are up next. And so we'll do a general for the weekend, and then Christina Lowe, you will be up after that. So Dollface Diva, a general for the weekend. Oh, okay. That one too. What else? All right. Well, it is a weekend of really connecting to your divine masculine side. And of course, we all have divine masculine, divine feminine in us. The divine masculine is us about like we take action to make something happen. We go and have our energy like the magician. We shoot the energy with the magic wand and we go make we want to go do things. We want to manifest things. We want to, move forward in things, which is great. So this is this power coming in where you're ready to move forward and do things and not sit back and wait for things to come to you. So it's a great weekend because you have the 7 of cups here, which in your case doesn't mean emotional confusion because sometimes that can mean that. But this is about you. See all the rabbits? You have all these choices of things like, what do I want to do? What do I want to pick? What do I want to choose this weekend? And it's like you get to choose what you want to do. You get to, again, this Ace of Wands. Sorry, the magician, they're holding the Ace of Wands, which is the I'm going to choose. I'm going to make, choice and not wait on everyone else to decide what they want to do and whatever. It's like, I'm taking charge. I'm going to say, hey, I want to go do this. Who wants to go do it with me? Or if you want to do it by yourself, you're like, hey, I'm going to go do this. I'll see you guys later. You get to choose and do that because you have both the king and the queen of swords. So a lot of thought, a lot of power around your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets this weekend. So you are, you know, really making these choices, really I don't feel like you're like thinking about things though. I just feel like you are just really again with that royalty, you're taking charge of what you want to do and you're deciding and you're like and then you're putting your energy toward it and you're not letting anyone else decide. You are deciding because you're just like I'm tired of waiting around for everyone to make a decision and then we just I'm going to just step up and I'm leading my weekend. I'm going to do things, and if people want to go along, fine. If you don't want to go along, fine. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to go do things I enjoy this weekend. And that's what they have for you, Dollface Diva. So I love that for you. All right. Many blessings. Love and light to you, Deb. All right, Christina, you are up. Oh, thanks, Nutty. Angela. All right. And then, Angela, you will be up after Christina. So, what are you being lied to about right now by those close? And since I think I know it's happening, why don't I do something about it? I'm literally putting myself off knowing I need to take action. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's take a look here and see. Yeah. And my host, she's still in the hospital. I think she has like, I guess I shouldn't talk about her health. I was like, here, this is what's going on. But they, they're it's something that came back up that she's been dealing with, and so they're giving her the medications and stuff to help her, and digging into more of why it's happening, all that fun stuff. So she'll probably be there at least a couple days this weekend. But yeah, she's had quite the year, and but she's a trooper. So thank you guys so much for all your prayers and your concerns for her. All right. So, what are you being lied to about right now, Christina? Let's take a look here. All right. And then by those close. And since you think you know what's happening, why don't you do something about it? Okay. And all right. Thank you. Anything else? All right. So it's interesting. What are you being lied to about right now? And you have the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, represents, you know, it's wands are our drive, our ambition, our passion, our inspiration. And it's about movement, movement, movement. And it's about power. It's about direction. It's about, um, I want to say intentions, right? And so it's someone that really is like a powerhouse of a person, like, very fiery. And I wonder if there might even be a fire sign. But I feel like they're being lied about is about intentions, like, and movement. Intentions and movement is really what I'm feeling. And but I feel like the card is answering both, you know, what you're being, what the misrepresentation is. Because I don't, the like lie is not what I feel from them. I feel like they're just misrepresenting things because they like attention, they like being the center of attention, and they can't take it when others aren't, because when other people are taking the attention away, because they have struggled so much in their life to have love and to be loved, and they have this hole in their heart that they're just trying to fill up with everyone's attention, and it's never enough. I almost feel like the Queen of Hearts, if that makes sense, right? The Queen of Hearts, who was like, I need everyone, and off with their heads. But she's very fiery, and is desiring this. And so I feel like that's what's going on, is this, huge desire for attention, and and they're trying to get it any and every way they can. It's almost like sometimes, like maybe when they were younger, that they got attention by the bad attention, right? Because the other attention was already getting used up. So sometimes maybe they had to do bad attention, to do drama, to get any attention. And the bad, the negative attention was okay for them, in their, the way they were looking at it. But um, so I feel like that's what's going on, and I feel like that, who they are, because it's like, this about them, and you're probably going, "Oh, okay, yeah, I get it now." And like you're asking, and since it's happening, why don't you do something about it? I feel like um the 3 of Cups here is about joy and happiness. I almost feel like it's like when certain things are happening, it's like this, like in a family when you grow up, and how the what's the word? It's like just the interactions and how everything works. It's just like, this is how it has worked for years and years and years, and I don't want to be the one to rock the boat. It's like, well, they do that and then they get the attention and then everything's okay. As long as we all keep quiet and we let them have their little show, then everything they calm down and then we go about our lives. And I feel like you don't want to be the one to rock the boat and to have you see how people are like, "Oh my god, let's die. Let's get out of here." Like, shh. They're jumping out of like, "Oh my god, you didn't just do that." And everyone's like jumping out of the way because they're about to explode. And I feel like you don't want to be the one to do that. You don't want to be the one to rock the boat. Um, and I feel like you are headed, you have the 3 of Wands here as well. So you have 2 threes, which is about um, like sometimes, and it's not really a triangle, but it's like there's this interaction, this again, it's like what is it when you do chemicals? A reaction, a chemical reaction. It's like this reaction that happens when these 3 things come together. And I feel like for this is like you wanting to go in a different direction. With information, you're wanting to kind of just take a different path than you normally would, and you want to go this different direction. And I do feel like you do know them too because of the 6 of Cups that came up, which is all about nostalgia. It's all about memories. It's all about people from your past as well. And I feel like it's the devil, but I feel like there's this interaction that's been happening for years and years and years and years, that goes way, way back. And but you have the 10 of Swords. And I feel like this is where this is coming in when you're asking, like, you know, you need to take action, but you haven't in the past, and it's been okay in the past, but now you're getting to the point where, with the 10 of Swords, it's all your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, all these expectations, all these things. You're just have been investing so much energy into trying to live up to all these expectations and stuff that the 10 of Swords is like exhaustion. You're just tired of it, just sick and tired of feeling sick and tired and of the situations. And you are ready for a new beginning with it all. You're ready just to say, screw all these expectations. I'm gonna be me. And I feel like with these threes, two is this. I almost feel like the 3 of Pentacles energy coming in. I need to be my authentic self, and I'm gonna stop living up to all this stuff. And if it rocks the boat, it rocks the boat. I'm ready. It, when we fear the retribution of not living up to all the expectations, we will not be our authentic self. When the fears outweigh our authentic, this desire to be our authentic self, we don't step out of that. But when the ugly feeling of not being our authentic self outweighs the fear of the rejection that we'll get for not living up to expectations, that's when we make movement and not beforehand, unless something in the outside world forces our hand to do so. But, us initiating things till we feel so ugly, so sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and it outweighs the fears, then we make movement. So I feel like you're like so close to that with that 10 of Swords, and that things are about to, you know, change because I feel like it's outweighing. The fears are being more and more outweighed, and you're ready to, step forward. And it doesn't mean you have to do it in a mean way. You can still do it in a loving way. And you can't control what everyone else is going to think or do or whatever. But for your sake, for your future, you can be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this in a loving way. And then everyone, you know, gets to deal with whatever the fallout is for themselves. It's their choice. So I like it for you, Christina. So wonderful, wonderful message. Hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. All right. So, Angela, you are up next. And then self love. Hello. You will be up after that. Let's go back up. There we go. So, what are you supposed to do with David? What to do with David? All right. else? What else? What about David? What about David? All right. So you have the Emperor card here, which is about you becoming the little Napoleon in your life and you taking charge of what you want to have in your life, which brings in stability. Because you have the Three of Wands here, which is about you changing directions and that you do what you are wanting to do, not what you think you're supposed to do or should do or need to do. Because along with that four, you also have the Four of Swords, which the Four of Swords is peace of mind. With these are the little voices that are all about the, well, this is what you should do, and this is what it's supposed to mean, and this is how you're supposed to do it, and this is what's supposed to happen. All these popular opinions of things that have been whispering in your ear. But I feel like this Napoleon is saying, in literally, he also has the Ace of Swords in his hand here, which is taking control, which is what happens in here. You cut away these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that no longer serve you, and you make a choice. You move forward and do things in your life because you do have the Death and the Rebirth card. It's like an ending and a new beginning. Instead of waiting around, waiting like Sleeping Beauty to, or this would be Cinderella, I guess, with the eight dwarfs. Is that okay? No, there's seven dwarfs and an apple. So, this is Cinderella, but it's like instead of waiting for a prince to come kiss you and wake you up, you're like, I'm waking my own damn self up, and you're just like, I'm done. And I feel like this is this change, this like, I'm going in a direction and I'm going to choose for me because you have the strength card here too, which I feel like, I don't feel like the energy of the strength card here for you because I feel like this is you, and because look, it's almost like it's the female version of Napoleon here, where you are riding with your big Ace of Swords and you are ending things that no longer serve you, and you are making these different choices for you. And I feel like what are you supposed to do with David is like I feel like there's an ending and you're headed off in a direction, yeah, because you're heading off in a direction where you'll find love. And I'm not, I feel like you're ready to move beyond and just to let it go and just to say, you know what? I just feel like there's been disappointment after disappointment after disappointment with um, them not taking action, them not making movement, them letting things fall through the cracks. It's that kind of feel I have where it's just like, I'm done. I can't wait for you to be this prince that I'm expecting to come and rescue me from having eaten that apple, that I feel like I'm laying here forever in the snow and it's getting cold and I'm waiting and you're just not doing anything. And I feel like there's like I said, it's like, I don't need no prince. I'm gonna wake myself up. And, a lot of times though, when we're in this drama in our life or we feel like we're waiting and we're like tied to the railroad tracks and the evil villain has tied us and the train is coming and we're like, where's the hero? And it's like, cue the hero. Cue the hero. Where are they? The train's getting closer. Key, the hero's supposed to come into the picture and it's not happening. And finally, the one that's tied to the railroad tracks is like ripping off all the ropes and saying, I'm going to be my own hero, because I'm tired of waiting for the hero to show up. And I feel like that's where you're at, Angela. So you get to be your own hero. And I like that for you. So that's the message for you. So many blessings. All right. Self love. You are up next. Thank you, Ling, for the happy weekend wishes. You as well. Right. And Christina, coffee is your destiny. Cheers. That reminds me. I'm gonna have another sip. The thing that we know will hopefully be in our lives forever. That's great. Excuse me. Hey, Amani. Hello, hello. Just reading down the list really quick here just to see who will be next after self love. All right. So, Ocean, you will be next. So, all right. So, self love messages for your coming life. I like it. And I feel like drawn to the cosmic journey oracle for you. Who's ready for the full moon eclipse next week in Taurus on the 8th? And I think we will, a lot of us will get to see the moon, kind of the shadow of the earth go over the moon and then come back. So, unless it's like really early in the morning or at night, I might be sleeping. But tomorrow's weekly energy updates that will be popping here in about less than 4 hours. They talk about it for all the zodiac signs. So I'm excited. All right. So self-love. We're back to you. I'm all drifting around today. All right, there it is. Wow, look at this. So it's a special card number 3, and this is your 111-year-old self that is talking to you. So let's see what message they have for you. So it's all about wisdom, it's all about fullness, and it's all about contentment. Your 111-year-old self wants to provide you guidance, wisdom, and advice, but only if asked. I like it. Imagine yourself in the future with the distinct perspective of having lived a full, rich life. Your 111-year-old self has seen it all, your ups and your downs, your loves and your heartbreaks, your successes and perceived failures, all of it. And from this extended perspective, they are waiting to be called in for guidance. Wow. So, talking about your coming life, your 111-year-old self knows it all. So, your higher self has the whole big perspective. Potential questions that you can ask your 111-year-old self. What do you have to say about this? Whatever's going on in your life. What do you have to say about this? With your, you know, they're reflecting having lived it already, right? Also, how can I follow my true path to where you are? What obstacles ahead am I not seeing? What are the mistakes you wish you hadn't made? And do you have any regrets? So I love that message for you here because I feel like those are like some of your concerns, right, for your life. So I would really get a journal or get a piece of paper, or if you want to do it like on a document or even on a little message thing on your phone or whatever, and just get quiet, sit with your higher self and say, from my future self, what do you want to know from them? Ask them questions and sit quietly, expecting to hear and expecting to listen and feel that come within you. Sometimes too, if you write, if you're actually write and you write with your non-dominant hand, that allows your subconscious to connect to your future self. And actually, it's almost like automatic writing where you just like you can write out answers and stuff. So I like that. Messages for your coming life, messages from your coming life, your future self coming back. So how perfect is that? So that's what they want. They want you to connect with them and ask the questions, ask what you're wanting, and sit still and hear those questions and hear those answers. So I like it, self love. How interesting! I'd love to hear how that works out because that sounds like fun to do. So anyone else that that resonates with, I think I'm going to do it. All right. So that's what they have for you, self love. All right. Many blessings to you. Let me just make sure one more time I'm not skipping over anyone. And thank you guys so much just for all the love you give each other and support and all the laughter and and all the beautiful energy. I just love reading it as I'm going down too. And thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up you've given the video already too. It just helps out the channel so much and helps spread the love. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So ocean. All right, there we go. How does EMOS feel about you? All right, we will look into that. And then blue, you will be up next. Okay, very good. And thank you for all the prayers for my host. Thank you, Intuitive Enlightenment. So, how does EMOS feel about you? Let's go. I'm going to go to the Wild Unknown Tarot. So, let's take a look and see what they have. Slippery cards. Right, what else? All right. So let's see what we got going on here. All right. So I really will. Let's just cut to the chase. We have the six, the lover's card. So there is this connection, this emotional connection that he feels with you. So we got that. So it's like, okay, we know that, right? And then you got the magician card, which is about um, movement. Whoa, that didn't fall in my coffee cup. Maybe I should move it over here. um, which is about movement, action. The divine masculine energy of uh, putting power behind action, manifestation. They're looking at creating something and doing something, which I like. There's also the 10 of wands here, which would be the ending and the new beginning of energy and how they're moving forward with it. But I feel like this is what's blocking this, that they have done this before where they've invested their energy and made movement, regarding love. And it's funny, the Ace of Cups is right here, but it's this old energy, this old, it's like they poured themselves and their energy into relationship after relationship to have it just blow up in their face, where they were let down and that they were used and that it was not reciprocated, and if it was like this much for all this that they did, and they just felt so down from it. Because there's the Six of Cups here too, which is the nostalgia card, the memory card, and this is, I feel, is their past, which is all this energy that's coming in here, and it's just, I mean, I feel sorry for him in a way, even though, my human has compassion because it went through that stuff and it knows how it sucks. But I also know that on the other side of it, they become so much more strong and aware of themselves because those things were mirrors for them. So they're figuring all this stuff out. They have these feelings, but all this past is what's keeping them here. The Father of Swords is here, which is the King of Swords in the Standard Tarot. And I love this multicolored, sword, which is about them having the Ace of Swords. They are sorting through these old thoughts and these old beliefs and these mindsets. So they are doing the work on trying to get past all of those things so that they can, move forward as the magician and move forward in, this brightness. Because you can see here, even this, these bursts, that's what they want. That's what they want to be able to do once they get past this. So I feel like it's going to take some time. They've been working on it, but not for a whole lot of time. But they've been working on it because I feel like they're at that point. They're tired of doing and getting to the relationships they always did. But I like them seeing you as someone that they're willing to do work to get to it. It's like they care about you enough that they would be willing to go to like counseling, that they would be willing to do this inner work, willing to face that scary 10 of wands, card, but that they're willing to do it. It's just going to take them time. But it's worth the wait. It's like you can take the bread out of the oven early if you want, and then you're going to be going because it's going to taste horrible, horrible. It's still going to be dough in the middle, and you're going to be like, oh. But if you wait, it's going to be beautiful baked bread that's so tasty, so tasty. So that's what they have for you, Ocean. So many blessings for you. All right. So Blue, you are up, and then VD, hello, hello. You will be up next. So Aquarius, how does Daniel feel about you now? All right, let's take a look here and see what Daniel is feeling. All right, very good. Well, you got the sun card coming in. So this is brightness. This is, positive things. They see you as this bright light. And it's victory. It's a lot of Leo energy, that comes in with it too, which is passionate. And well, okay, so you got all these two. And they see this wholeness and this completeness around you too. It just feels very bright. They also think you're the devil. No, I'm just kidding. This is Capricorn energy, Saturn energy, which is about identifying what is holding them back too. So even though they see this brightness, they see all this wonderfulness, but they also you cannot help but be the mirror is what I'm really seeing from these things, because there's this rattling of their cage about how they feel about relationships and how they feel about things, and they have this five of pentacle feeling that comes up of um and I don't even think that you remind them like physically of someone that they knew before, but I feel like the relationship just reminds them of like they thought of this of someone similar to this to someone before, but they ended up making them feel like they were left out in the cold and abandoned and not given any worth. And this is the wonderful Capricorn comes and goes, boom, we want you to question and look at this because we want you to be able to remove this from your life because it's what's holding you back. So they're trying to boop them in the butt and trying to get them going, right? Which I like, because they do have the nine of cups, this wish fulfillment, and they have this wish that they want, which is what that sun and the 10 of pentacles is. But it takes them going through that to be able to move into this victory and this power of choice and moving forward and have a new start, to end old cycles, which that would be ending the old, whoops, more this one, ending this old cycle to begin anew in this new type of relationship. So I feel like they are really battling the demons of the past with that, the sad, sad flower that just felt rained upon and out in the cold and, um, like the abandonment feeling. And so they do have like very, you know, they see you as this bright wish fulfillment and this wonderful experience that they could have, but they got to deal with that thing, that Capricorn energy, um, about the work and doing the work and questioning those old thoughts and those old beliefs. It's time for you to do that, and you get to be the wonderful mirror that he keeps looking into. Even though he's like, what a beautiful mirror, and then he looks in the middle. Oh yeah, that's me looking back at me. No, because that's what's happening, for him. So it's kind of mixed feelings, right? And it's not anything that you can control around it. It's just you get to continue to interact, and they will, one way or another, they're facing that. Not sure how long it's going to take. Let me see. Is it something that's going to be sooner or later? Well, so they got the Two of Cups. So there is that emotion again. They're definitely telling you that there is this attraction, but as far as it takes, they're like not giving me anything. Yeah, and they have ending of major cycle, beginning of new one. So that's the card that comes before the full card. This is the last card, the major arcana. So they're like, when the cycle ends, and I'm like, when is it going to happen? When the cycle ends. Okay, but when's that going to happen? Right before the new start happens. And I'm like, okay, they don't want to tell you right now. It's about any waiting period that we are with life, with love, with job, whatever it might be, is the time that we get to reflect and look into the mirror for ourselves. What do I want to learn? How can I grow my self love during any waiting period of, especially when it's to relationships? Because we cannot love anyone else more than the extent we love ourselves, and we cannot accept love from anyone more than the extent we love ourselves. So when we're in the pause, we work on our own selves so that we can give love and receive love more. So that's what they have for you, Blue. So many blessings to you. All right, VD, you are up next, and then Aditi, hello, you'll be up next after that. All right. So we'd like to know, why is it so difficult for you to trust people and communicate freely with them, especially guys? Is there something from the past that's affecting you in this aspect? Let's take a look here. I do want to go to the runic tarot, so let's take a look. So what would you like? Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, well, I do see that here. So, I mean, you do have the Tower card here, which it does show that you've had situations in your life where people were removed out of your life. And when that happened, because you didn't have guidance about, that this happens for you, you know, instead, it's like when people um, leave your life or, you know, do things, say things, whatever, you were never told that that's not about you, right? It's like these things that were happening, you were told it's because you did something to deserve it, right? And so there's this trust and this um, hesitancy to open up because of all the times that you've got burned before, right? Literally. And and also burned at the stake, I feel like there's this energy, this fiery energy, that there was a lot of conflict, a lot of blame, punishment in ways, um, and I feel like it was like a lot of rejection, a lot of cold shoulder. And so if you think back more in your earlier years, I feel because this is emotionally based, it's going to be more when your emotional human side was being developed 7 years or and younger, that it's like um, you were uh, picked on, you were punished, but I feel it's more the cold shoulder. I really feel like they would just not talk to you, or like I said, cut you off, or you know it was like not give you attention, not give you stuff if you did something that they didn't want you to, boom. And so there's this fear that's there that comes out. And if it's with guys, then I kind of feel like um it's going to be male energy in your life, which I was looking at this full card and I go, is this about new beginnings or da 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 da? But then as I'm saying that, they're going, no, this is individuals that would leave. They would go off. It's like they're someone who always goes off on adventures and, you know, is like the energy of it. But it's like, it's someone that would always just walk away. They'd always walk away and not pay attention, which could be father, brother, uncle, grandfather, teacher, coach, whatever it was that was happening with men in that time frame. It was you if you ever did something that was out, just a step out of line, they would just do one of the manipulation tactics: act hurt, get angry, or ostracize. The freeze, the rejection. And because of that, that has instilled this um, like unconscious, subconscious belief that I am going to, you know, open up to people and I'm going to do something and then they're just going to reject me and they're going to cut me off like I always was when I was younger. And it could, think of divine, like masculine energy, because there can be, I know a ton of my female friends that have a ton of divine masculine energy, and I'm like, I want you to have my back. I don't want to be on the other side of what you give, because they are very strong. And so that can also be, all bubbling in there too. It doesn't have to be a male. It can be someone that was just very strong, and very forward and fiery, as well. Um, because you do have the Queen of Pentacles, you do have the Queen of Swords, and this is great. This is you coming into your power, you giving yourself Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, you nurturing yourself, you really looking into this Ace of Pentacles, which is about you developing your worth in relation to the outside world, and in you finding your worth from within. And that's kind of the journey that you're on with all of this. And the Queen of Swords is all about, she has the Ace of Swords, which this is the higher truths, which allow you to cut away those small t truths, those old beliefs. But it's getting into those. Both of the queens, even though one rules over the air and one rules over the earth, all the queens get water energy, and that's the emotions, that's the emotional child, right? And so they're able to also assist in getting back and understanding what those emotions are. And this is your power of you being able to transform that. So um so I definitely feel like you say there is something from the past that's impacting this. And if you can't think of it now, um, then there can be some things that you can do to try to get into your subconscious to bring it forward. Um, one of the ones that I like to use is when you have a piece of paper and you draw like a big cross like this on it, where there's four different spaces in it. And in the top one, you put something you desire, like, I desire to trust people, um, because, and then you write why you feel you want to trust people, right? And then over here, you put, I fear trusting people because, and then you start to get the stuff that comes up, right? And then underneath that, you put kind of the opposite. Instead of "I desire to trust people," you can put that "I desire not to trust people because." You're like, "Ooh, that's interesting." And the other one, "I fear that I will not trust people because." And usually 2 of those are things that were, like, always on our mind where that's our conscious. We're conscious of those. But some of the usually 2 of the others are things that we're not conscious of that we're like, "Why would I desire not to trust people?" Ooh, that's some stuff coming to the surface, right, that I would not think about, and that brings things from the subconscious into the conscious. So there's things like that that you can do or whatever resonates with you and how you get into that, whether maybe it's meditation or going somewhere or even counseling. I know counseling helped me a lot around things. Whatever resonates, whatever draws you to get to that, because it'll be life changing for you. And I do love that for you. So that's what they have for you right now, BD. So many blessings. All right. And you get messages from your future self, ADT, like that 111-year-old that we just did a little bit ago. So you will be next. And Anju, you'll be after Aditi. So messages from your future self. And I am actually drawn over here to the Earth Magic Oracle for a message from your future self. So let's take a look there. All right. So, Aditi, what message from your future self? All right. Shazam! Lightning power. I love it. And let's see what message your future self has for you. Yeah, we see power all around us. It's in the mountains, the meadows, and the clouds. In fact, in every expression of nature. Yet there isn't a more dramatic display of nature's power than lightning. It electrifies and splits the atmosphere such that when the heated air comes rushing together, we hear thunder, the applause of the gods. Lightning sharpens our senses and triggers fear and awe. We see these forked beams of brilliant light jump from the sky, and our instinctual vigilance is triggered in anticipation of the roar that follows. We naturally seek shelter from the storm or are grateful that we are already being sheltered. This demonstration of the power of creation is yet another way to remind us that we are not in control of the natural world. When we witness nature's power with open hearts and minds, we see that it is neither destructive nor constructive. It simply is. So, the message from your future self is the power available to you, the force of life itself, is neutral. It is neither inherently good nor bad. It is how you utilize it that will determine whether it is ultimately harmful or life giving and congruent with the will of spirit that pulses through you. What is required is awareness of your intention, your values, and your willingness to act on them under the particular circumstances of your inquiry. Although you may see yourself as using this power for good, do not allow yourself to get caught up in the duality of good or bad in determining your decisions or actions. Through prayer or ceremony, you can tap into this spiritual force. And by paying close attention to Spirit's prompting, your choice will ultimately be revealed to you, one that is beyond your typical perspective. From there, you can continue to access this divine power that is the very force driving the universe. Wow. So, a pretty deep message from your future self, Aditi, but about your power and that you not looking at it as good or bad, just as, um, two different types of choices that you use and make your power? Is it something that you focus on with lack, or things that you don't want in your life, or fearful things? It's not wrong, but it just feels different and it expands it. And then knowing, if you when you focus on gratitude or what you do want in your life or things of unconditional love, that expands that in your life. And that's different than that. It's not right or wrong, good or bad. They just feel different. And without all that judgment, without all that fear that I'm making a wrong choice, you get to sit in it and decide what you want to do. And you get to 3 minutes later, change your mind if you want, and it's freeing for you. So I really feel there's this wonderful power with through that message for you, Aditi, from your future self. So I like it. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings. All right. Anju, you will be up next. And then, whoop, sorry, it went flying by there. Actually, maybe I could just screen it a little bigger. There we go. Hey, Mini Jim. Just continue looking down here real quick. All right, so Mini Chim, you will be up actually next. So very good. So Anju, what can you expect the rest of this year, which is slowly getting smaller and smaller, isn't it? So I do want to pull a card here from the Healing with the Fairies for you. So let's see what they want you to know there. All right. Scroll back up. There we go. So what can you expect the rest of the year, Anju? All right. That card came flying out. Wow. Miracle healing. I like it. Let's see what message comes in here. Of course, it's all about expect a miracle. You have prayed for assistance and it is forthcoming. The more completely you surrender your situation to God, the more rapidly you will realize your healing. And God could be whatever you believe: universe, source, the creator, whatever you believe your higher power is. It says heaven is completely on your side. That huge, higher spiritual realm of all those beautiful beings of unconditional love and light, they are completely on your side, and your prayers have been heard and they are answered. You needn't beg or petition heaven to help you, as your situation is already healed in truth. The healed reality is one of several parallel realities currently available to you. You have the choice through your thoughts, your emotions, and intentions to experience the highest possible reality through faith and gratitude. To feel these powerful catalyzing emotions, say mentally or out loud to the Creator, I am tired of thinking about this situation. I don't want to deal with it any longer. Here, I'm giving the entire thing to you so that you can think about it and resolve it. And thank you so much for taking care of everything. Then detach completely from the situation. See yourself placing it in the palms of the Creator's loving hands. Feel grateful that your situation is now resolved, and be open to the creative solution that greets you. I love it. The affirmation for the card is: in truth, everything and everyone, including myself, is healed right now. I focus on this truth instead of on illusions of fear. Wow. I like that message. What a wonderful message. I love that. So that is what you can expect for this year is focusing on those things that you just I'm just tired of thinking about all this and doing it over. And like, here, you can have it again, take it and just have that trust that you're releasing the how and the what and whatever, and just saying, here, I just can't take it anymore. It's like, they're showing me like a little girl walking next to her father, and she's been carrying her little book bag, and she's like, "I'm so tired. Can you just hold this for me?" And they're like, "Sure, I'll do that." And they carry the burden for you, and they help you with that. So, what a wonderful type of relationship that you're building with spirit for the rest of the year regarding that. So I love it, love it, love it, love it. All right. So we are continuing down the list. Thank you, everyone, for all the thumbs up and the likes. It really does help out the channel so much, and it makes the YouTube algorithm want to share more videos with other people as well. So thank you for help doing your part and helping spread the Zen love to the world. Thank you. All right, and I think we were down here. Yes. So, Mini Chim, you say you want an oracle message from your person Jay. Yeah, I have a lot of them here. So I kind of want to go to the Oracle of E, even though it's from Jay. It's the Oracle of E, which I think is energy. But we'll take a look there. All right, one more time. All right, so many Chim. An Oracle message from your person Jay. All right. Looks like you actually get two. I love it. The dude abides is the first one. And let's see what that says here. And this is great because it's like your person J. It's your lucky day in your lucky life. The dude is patiently waiting for you to come on home. Let him do the heavy lifting for a change. No matter what crazy mess you've gotten yourself into, the dude is here with everything you could ever need. The dude's got your back, rock star. So I feel like that's them say that they have your back. They're always around you. They're always helping you. So I love that. Wow. You got card number 20 and also card number 30. The F word. Don't worry. I don't think it's, well, I don't know. These cards are pretty fun. So, okay. Oh, says nobody likes the F word, but the dude sees forgiveness. That's the F word through a different pair of glasses. He knows that everything is going to turn out fine in the end, and that holding on to negativity and old wounds is just postponing the inevitable. Your success is a done deal. Your bliss is going to happen. The F word is the place to start. Let it go. Forgive. Forget. And follow the yellow brick road. So they seem like a pretty hilarious individual. They wanted me to do these, and both of these talked about the dude in them. So if Jay is a dude or masculine energy, those are definitely from them. So those are their messages for you, Mini Jim. So many blessings to you. All right. Yeah, very good. Intuitive enlightenment. Yeah. So stability, security, and grounding. Balance, harmony. Oh, balance. Okay. I see. Subliminal message there. All right. So VD, you are oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So you were responding to your previous reading. Thank you. Thank you. I almost like explained better. I know. I think that's great. 42. I always say whenever I see numbers that are appearing anywhere, and if I see them like and they're standing out to me, I just Google angel number, whatever your favorite search engine is, but I just put it in there and I search angel number 42. And then whatever stands out, because usually you'll get like a ton of responses. And whatever jumps out to me, I'm like, that's the one. Look at it, and there's usually a message that's coming in. So, there is that, four is the number of stability, security, and grounding, and like a table with four huge legs on it. And two does represent balance and harmony, cooperation, and also seeing things higher, from two different perspectives. And so, yeah, I love all that. But I usually say, if uh, go and allow spirit to guide you, and you'll get these amazing messages. So I love it. All right. So, Verinda, okay. Yeah, my heart goes out to Verinda. I know it's a tough situation for sure. So let's take a look here and we'll see what spirit would like you to know. And so I'm going to use the runic tarot here. Let's see what we have. The first card that comes out here, Verinda, is the Wheel of Fortune, which these are the fates. And so when you talk about asking if they're passing and they're withdrawing back to the spirit world, was it predestined? This is confirmation that it is. And then actually it's when spirit told me about the Wheel of Fortune, it is this message about before we all come down here as souls, we all decide, what avatar is going to, we're going to live this life and experience it through. So, this we're an extension of our higher self. We chose when we're going to be born and when we're going to leave and withdraw back to spirit completely, and all these fated events that we want to experience as we go through life. And so that includes, and you can see all the wheel and the thread, and we won't really know completely how our thread was intertwined like in a tapestry back here. We're not going to understand our part of the design of the whole world and the impact each of our lives have had. But when there's an ending and a new beginning, it's always for us. And a lot of times, when we're in fear, when we feel like life is this out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode because we don't feel like there's organization and around life and around how things unfold. It's a big eye opener. It was for me when they told me that, and I'm like, oh, so this it's designed. And when you look into astrology and numerology and different things, and you see how there's all this structure and how all this stuff happens purposely, then we can start looking at life not like an out of control drama train, but that it's more like this monorail train, like at Disneyland, that's attached to the tracks. It moves and it has its stops that happen on purpose for a purpose. And I get a lot, you know, about why on earth would I want to experience this? And it's like, only on earth can we experience this, because on the other side, there is no ending. We just come down here to pretend what it might feel like to feel loss and to have things taken out of our life and to feel all these emotions that are rooted in fear. But the more we understand how eternal everything is, and how, um, once we go to the other side, it's so different than we would ever imagine compared to Earth. You can be in so many different places all at once, all at the same time. And trust me, the moment that he withdrew out of his spirit body, he was right there by your side, and all of his loved ones. He can be there all at the same time with every single one. And I had a friend of mine whose husband passed, and when I channeled him for them, the things that I learned about the other side and how, in an instant, the instant we leave our human body, we understand like our how we fit our thread fit in the whole tapestry, why we made the choices we did, why we wanted these events to happen in our life. And it's just like immediately the veil is lifted from our and we're connected back to our full self. And it's like in an instant we just understand everything of why we did it. And then in the next instant, they're next to all our loved ones, and we get to see every decision that a loved one made all the way back into the womb, every emotion they had and every decision they made, every thought, everything in their life. And they get to see the rest of their lives too, but they don't tell us about that stuff because they want the surprise. We come here veiled for a reason, but they get to see your entire life and they see you so much more deeply. And they're like, oh my gosh, I thought they were amazing when I was here. Now I understand that everything, that you experience, they get to in an instant be connected to all of that too. And it's just they can be by everyone's side all at the same time. And they just have this huge um, we can't even fathom the expansiveness of who we are on the other side. And so all this predestined, all this stuff, it feels sudden, it feels unexpected, but it's because our human mind was on a need to know basis. But up above, before we came down here, we knew, and we knew that we wanted this to happen for us, for our experience. And it's not something that's happening to us that's out of control. It was on purpose. You also have the Page of Cups, which is about a higher love and about an understanding by experiencing the emotions we feel in this world. We more understand our feelings on the other side because to understand unconditional love, we come down here to and experience a conditional love. To understand joy, we come down here and experience sadness. To understand peace, we come down here and experience chaos. And in experiencing the opposites, we more fully understand who we are. And that's a lot of why we come down here, is to experience the opposites. Again, like this tapestry. If this was only all beige, you wouldn't see the design. But because we experience the dark, we see this beautiful design of who we really are because of experiencing those differences. And I know it can be hard, because it's so raw and so fresh still, but knowing that they are always by your side, until you are ready to go back to the other side at that planned appointed time, then they will be there. And then you guys will join and be next to all your other loved ones and harassing them and playing tricks on them, giving them messages, doing silly things, whatever, you know, um, communication. It's so different. It's from a place of unconditional love. So just know that you are in a place here, with the 7 of Wands. This is your energy, and you're in this place. And don't worry about defending yourself against all these other people's opinions and people that are, just know that you have this connection, and you don't need to defend any of your actions. And I feel like that's what he wants you to know too, is like, you get to decide, and don't worry about everyone else's blah 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 blah. You make decisions that are from your heart and what you want for your life, and don't worry about everyone else and all that opinion, because they just feel like they're at a low place below you, and anything that you do to try to shine or to step up or decisions you make, they just feel low, and it's okay. So they're really saying just trust your heart. It has never done you wrong. Hmm. And we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is this message. It's a special card between spirit, which is all about your loved ones that are on the side, your ancestors that are on the other side, your guardian angel and your angels, your spirit guides, all those beings of unconditional love and light. This is them saying, he's not alone over there. He's got his whole posse, all the other loved ones in your life that have gone to the other side that have always been around you. They were there, and they're like, "Hey, come here," and they're all around you, and you're never, ever, ever alone. And if you want to talk to them, you can. I mean, you have this ability. In fact, I kind of feel like these two cards together. You have the power to connect to the higher realms. You have this energy within you, this mighty ability to connect. It just takes getting away from this disappointment and this fear, because this is the expectations card, which when we expect certain things in the human world and they don't turn out, when reality wins over expectations, that's when we have this disappointment that comes in, right? And so, this is this um, message here of feel your feels and feel the disappointment. Don't have to bury it. But when you want to talk to the higher realms and talk to your loved ones and talk to your, beloved that's gone to the other side, it's getting into this place of unconditional love and gratitude and peace and laughter and joy, because that's the frequency at which they are at and what they communicate at. They're always talking to you. And if you want to hear from them, just raising it to that point allows you to feel them and hear them. And also, don't be afraid at all of asking any of your beings that have gone back to the other side to show you things. They don't mess with your free will down here, but if of your own free will, you ask them for signs, you ask them to show you things, they will. And so please know that you are not alone. But it's like, this is also the joy and celebration card. That represents the energy that they have, right? That's them on the other side, partying it up. That's how they feel. They're all this overwhelming joy. And this is our human existence, right? And they're like, three and a three, replace this with this to communicate with them, because they are not in this realm. They are in this realm. They're always around you. You were never, never, ever, ever alone. So hopefully that helps a little bit there with um, just about why it happened, and um, maybe it will bring a little more peace. But just know that they love you so much, and that they are constantly giving you that love. I almost, I'm positive that you feel them around you, and that you're not making it up. You're not, if you're not thinking about them, all of a sudden this memory pops into your head. It's them tapping your brain and letting you know, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. The synchronicities and the things around you are not, you're not going crazy, you're not making it up, it's them. So many blessings, and sending you so much love. Hang in there, Brenda. Many blessings to you. All right, very good. All right. So, Anahi, you'd like to ask about your ex boyfriend, GM, his feelings about you. All right. Well, let's take a look here. Let's see what they have. All right. So, let's take a look here. What are your ex's feelings about you? Such a brave question, Anahi. Let's see what we got here. Hmm. Anything else? Excuse me. Let me just take a quick drink. So there's this kind of he was in this place of exhaustion around expectations and what he had himself under, all the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to. There was a lot of pressure in the relationship. And not saying that you were the one that was doing it. We all have all of these old expectations and opinions that are inside of us. And it doesn't matter what you say or do, inside them, they're thinking, this is what it's supposed to be, should be, needs to be, have to be, blah, 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 blah. That's like, oh my gosh. And they're trying to live up to all these expectations. They're exhausted. Well, now they've moved here. Here's the Four of Swords, which is about them cutting away expectations and they have peace of mind, which that's what happens. It's almost like, you know, whenever we're like torn between making a decision and we have all this stress and that we just make a decision, there's this relief. That's kind of the feeling that they have in their mind. So it's brought this exhaustive mental thing to into this peaceful place. But they do have, you know, some emotions. They do have the feelings of disappointment and heartache and different things as well. These are like the Two of Cups, which would be the relationship that they spilt, right? And so they do have sadness that they're going through around a loss because any relationship is a loss. And we come here to experience what that might feel like. And so he's feeling the feels, but his mind is at rest, but his heart is still aching. But he really is trying to move forward and he has all this passion that he's putting forward. And the Wheel of Fortune here, too, is about that he's with the endings and the beginnings in his life, these things are changing. And he really has moved into seeking new passion, new drive, new emotional experiences in his life as well. And so there's movement and emotion and all of that, but it's not like movement backward. The King of Wands really is about him wanting to take charge of the power of his life and the energy of his life and move forward. There's two tens, which, of course, definitely speak of endings and new beginnings. And it's all about new beginnings for him, what's going on with them. So I feel like he's very consumed about his fate, his change, where he wants to go, what he wants to do. He's on a quest for love. Um, but the even though, like in the beginning when I was talking about, he's has peace of mind because he's not in a relationship right now, but he's not currently looking into releasing his expectations around relationships. And so he's in a quest for new love, which happens until we have enough relationships and enough things like, why do I keep tracking the same type of person? And we're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm the common denominator in all of that because they keep on bringing the mirror, thinking that, oh, it's them that's disappointing me, not me that's disappointing me. And so he's on this journey and he's not headed backwards, he's headed forwards, forwards, forwards. And he's just going to be keep on going into relationships that disappoint him till he realizes his unhappiness is in here, not out here. And so that's kind of the path that he's on. So I wouldn't invest any hope in returning because he's gone on to his next lovely lesson. and you get to reflect on what you learned about yourself during it. What mirror was he for you? Because if you don't look in there and look at those expectations and things, you also will go on and just attract someone else that will be the same person, just with a different name. Um, so it's a great opportunity here for you to let him go, let him go on his way, but um, don't let go of the lessons that that you can learn about yourself, and expand that self love, which will allow you to have a different experiences when you move forward. So that's what they have for you right now, Anahi. Many blessings to you. Right, Anjali, are you aligned with your life purpose and your forever person? Well, let's take a look here and see what we have. Okay, good. Oh, wow. Boom. Explosion of cards. Okay. So you have the Tower card coming out here, which is about things being removed out of your life to make room for the things to come into your life. Um, I feel like both of those questions together, both life purpose and your forever person, that there's going to be some changes that are happening in relation to that. You do have the Four of Wands here, which is the marriage card. And I feel like there's this change that's happening around this, because you not only have the Queen of Swords, you also have the King of Cups. Queen of Swords, she rolls over air and thought and mindset and all that, right? But also, all the queens are given water. So it's a balance between mind and heart. So there's this balancing coming in. And then the King of Cups rolls over water, but all the kings are given air. So this is a balance between emotions and brain and thinking, right? And so both of these together, it's like both of you, and I feel like this is, your forever person. Your forever person is having like emotion and they're trying to balance with thought. And like, if this is you, these can be intertwined. I mean, this can be you and this can be them. It's just divine counterparts. And this is like in the mind, but needs to balance it with emotions. And so there's like, therein lies people that are opposites that are trying to work things out. And I feel like this has to do with your alignment to your purpose too, about whatever balancing needs to happen between your heart and your mind, or your uh, your mind and your heart, or your heart to your mind, whichever one you feel like you are more drawn to. That's going to be the one that you are, that is looking for balance in the opposite direction. But it's two opposites that are trying to come into the middle. And so I feel like that's what's going on. And this Tower card is about these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets. So the partnership that comes in here, um, there, I feel like when you say, "Are you aligned?" they're saying you are aligning. You are not aligned, but because that would mean that you guys are already like in this place. But they are saying, like, no, you are aligning. You're headed towards this, but it does take some of this fire breathing dragon that comes in to remove thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve one of you or both of you. And then also emotions behind that no longer serve you. There's this cleansing and this changing of things that helps align. Because how do things align? Is things have to move, things have to change. And that's what's going on there. and your life purpose too, and the mindsets and the emotions, those things change around that. But it's all good because you got the sun card, which is, I love the chariot on here. It's about movement, but this is brightness, victory. This is what happens. It's like when the alignment comes together, then the sun rises in the background. So I like it for you. I feel like you are um, in the proper, on the path. You are moving, you are going towards those things, but it does take some more balancing of heart and mind and heart through the process too. So that's what they have for you, Anjali. So many blessings to you. All right, Elpedia. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we'll take a look into that there. Balance is the key. You are welcome. Good night, intuitive. Thank you so much for helping out. Many blessings to you. Rest, rest, rest. We'll send you a lot of love. Yeah, I'll have to be ending here too. I'm almost at 2.5 hours. So I'm going to try to get through as many as I can, though. So, especially since I wasn't out here on this morning. So, all right. Cellpedia, can you know the current thoughts of your colleague, Siva, towards you? All right. Let's take a look here. What are their thoughts? Anything else? Okay. I think you get this card a lot when you're asking about people's. You're asking thoughts, but I think you mean also emotions. Emotional confusion comes in. You emotionally confuse people. I think it just you're so you impact people so much with your energy. They're just like, wait a minute. It just activates stuff within people because there's this emotional confusion. There's like different thoughts and different emotions that are triggered, and so the devil, which I feel like you're, with especially these two together, I feel like you are triggering things within them. Um, you're being used as a tool of that Capricorn Saturn energy that just rattles their cage, and they're just like, wait a minute, they have these thoughts and these beliefs, and they're caged within them. But now you come in and you just shake them with all these emotions, and it's allowing them to see these thoughts and the beliefs that are making them feel restricted, because they also have the Knight of Swords. So this is a movement in thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and expectations. And so there's this challenge for higher truth and understanding of things that's coming in there too. So I see that all this stuff is happening. You really are causing a ruckus within them with their emotions and their mind. It's like um, you're challenging some old beliefs that they have in their life. And there's the Six of Pentacles, which the Six of Pentacles does represent, like in relation to other people, the codependency awareness card, the challenge to overgive in a situation, right? And so I like this coming in here because I feel like this is their challenge. Like they, in the past, they might have been like overgivers in a relationship, like enablers and codependency. And just your interactions with them is, again, like I mentioned earlier with some other people, you can't help being the mirror that you are and the triggering that's going on. But there is a lot of triggering that's going on, both mentally and emotionally, about past stuff and past patterns, past beliefs that's going on. So that's what's going on with them right now. I don't know if they'll act on anything because I feel like they're just in this, you know, whoa, you have them off balance. And I think they're trying to get back to their balance and try to understand what's going on. and organize them and work through them and flow through them. So that's what they have for you right now, Alpedia. So you are just this worker of uh, shaking up people's beliefs about things. It feels, and some of it is it's your energy. It's what you have been designed to do for a lot of people because you're not like the status quo. You just boundaries. What are those? Psh, out they go. Yeah, are you Aquarius? I wonder if you're an Aquarian, Ilpedia, because that's very Aquarian energy. Is like the old ways aren't working anymore. I'm ready for new ways. But anyway, that's what they have for you. So many blessings for you. All right, all right, Brenda. So you have a other question here, and you wanted to know who was the person behind Jay's depression. Okay, let's take a look here. All right. Yeah, I don't think these. So we've got the King of Swords here, and the King of Swords, I feel represents Jai, and I say that because it's his thoughts, his mindsets, his beliefs that and it's the not the higher beliefs, but it's these fears of losing conditional love, all these I call them small t truths. It's you know the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must, these popular opinions that were fed through all out our life about what things are supposed to be. And when they attack you, when they accuse you in your mind, your mind, I feel like his mind was the person behind the depression. That there's this uh, the accusing thoughts, all the voices from the past. I do feel like they could be connected to religion and spiritual beliefs too. That there was a lot of, in addition to the, outside of spirituality, there's a ton of rules in society and blah, blah, blah. But when you bring in the expectations and all the, restrictiveness that can come in religion, some organized religions, that can also kick in. And I feel like this combination of the two was all this, where they all these beliefs and thoughts and the accusations, all that judgment of those thoughts and those beliefs is what brought on the depression. And I feel like, here's the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind, which is so, you know, I feel like if they're still with us, that they've worked through a lot of that and they're gaining their peace of mind. If they're not with us, if they did take their life, um, then they were seeking to have peace of mind because they just couldn't deal with all those accusations anymore. But I feel like, this is an important thing for you to know as well. So that is what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you, Brenda. You hang in there. All right. The Empress, you are up next. And you want to know, why are you so unlucky? Oh no, Empress, why are you so unlucky? Let's take a look here, see what Spirit would like you to know. Oh, okay. Anything else? All right. I guess so. Let's take a look here. Mm. Well, you got the Seven of Wands here. And Wands, you know, this is you standing on this rock here, and you're raising your Ace of Wands, and there's the storm that's raging around you, and there's people that are um, see you as higher than them. They're always trying to beat you down and bring you down. back and, how dare you be up here? Come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us, right? But that's usually the message here. But I almost feel like this is the Ace of Wands, which is like whatever you focus your energy on is what grows. And I feel like you are really in this place of recognizing your power and seeing that when you focus on focusing on like I'm unlucky, I'm unlucky, we feed that and it grows, right? Same as if like, and in my life I'd focus on what was lacking in my life or what I didn't want in my life, and it seemed to grow. And that's what spirit showed, is like, yeah, whatever you focus on is what grows. It's like you have this giant helmet on with this hose attached to it with energy flowing out of you, which grows whatever you are looking at. And so I'm like looking over here and all that stuff is growing. And I'm going, why is all that growing in my life? Why is all that? And like, well, try looking over here. And I'm like, oh. And then suddenly these things shrunk and these things grew, things I was grateful for, things that of, unconditional love and the things I wanted in my life, those things grew instead. And I'm like, wow. And that's the power I feel like you are heading into, because you do have, like, recognizing that power, you will bring new opportunities to come into your life in the outside world. So this end, you're also, this is like your worth. This is your worth, takes a step up in how you relate your worth to the outside world. So I feel like this change, the switching of power is what's coming. It's very electric. And that's why I feel like you stand up here and you're like, you're so powerful. You're drawing this mighty energy into your life in powerful ways. Because you also have the Knight of Cups, which is emotions. It's the quest for the Holy Grail, all night's quest, and you're in search of this higher love that you find from within and up above. It's within and up is where you're finding this quest, because you've been questing on the outside world, and it's been very disappointing to you, right? Like relationships, situations like jobs and education and whatever, and your body and possessions and bank accounts. It's like when you look outside of yourself into those three areas, they're disappointing because they're unstable. People change or pass away. Situations never stay the same. Things break down, deteriorate, blow up, catch on fire, are stolen. And so all that stuff is temporary and unstable. And so when we look to it to be stable, we don't find it. But when we turn inward and upward, which is where this knight ends up eventually going after searching in all those other countries of relationships and situations and things, it ends up inward and upward to find that which is stable, which is eternal love up above. And it's unconditional love from the creator in the spirit realm. No conditions, not any, so you can't lose it. That's very secure and solid and stable. And eternal, that's forever. It's even more solid, right? And so I feel like there's this transformation and this change because we feel we're unlucky when we look to those outside things and they disappoint us. But that's how they're designed, because it's like the outside world is designed not to fulfill us, because it can't, because we all are searching for unconditional love on the inside, which you only can find in our own heart. But when you're disappointed enough on the outside world, that's when we're turned inward. And I feel like that's where you're at. You have this, I'm unlucky with those things. I'm like, yeah, all that stuff is unlucky and unstable. And you're ready. You're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired of all that. And you're ready to turn inward and upward for this. And I feel like that's where you're going to find your power, Empress. So you get to become the capital E Empress. I love it. All right. Well, that's what they have for you. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. Hey, baby. And you want to know Venki's current feelings for you? All right. So what are Venki's current feelings for you? right. We got the Page of Cups here, which is about new love and kind of like an upgrade in love too. But so I feel like there's emotion there, and it's evolving emotion. But it got the Queen of Swords and the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is kind of like nostalgia, kind of like memories. And the Queen of Swords is balancing heart and mind that's going on with these old emotions, these old ways of experiencing emotion in the past, right? And so they are like this um, in this place of really looking back over their past hurts, and they're trying to balance those with their mind. So it's kind of like that hesitancy that's going on with them there. Because they have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords for me is conflicting thoughts and expectations of the past too. So I kind of feel like this queen who, you know, balances heart and mind. Here's the heart and mind. It's the old emotions that they experienced, old mindsets about, pain that they might have had, disappointments in the past. And they're like in this holding pattern in a way, because they have the judgment card, which is the, XX, which is I almost feel like it's like two X's. Like they had double endings and double new beginnings in the past where there was two individuals that really impacted them. And they, that's what has this, the memories are kind of raw, and those conflicting thoughts are, I want love, but I don't want to feel that way again. I want love, but I don't want to feel that way. I want love, but I want to feel that way. And it's like going back and forth. That's why I feel like it's maybe not so much a holding pattern as they're looping. It's like on your computer when you do something and the little clock is going, and you're just like, okay, it's loading. It's loading. When is it going to load? And it's kind of like they're going in their head. I do feel though with the Eight of Pentacles that they are in the process of being ready to move up in the outside world. So I feel like they have been, like it's going to start loading here in a bit, and I feel like they will want to move forward in relationship, forward in their outside world, as it loads into their head, and they balance their heart and their head, and see that it's not you or not them, and that it doesn't mean necessarily that it's going to end up the same way. And I feel like that's what that is what he's working through. So that's what they have for you, baby. Many blessings to you. All right. Try to get through all of you guys here. So Vanny, you want to know, yeah, hi. Will you get the invitation in the mail for an interview from the company which you had applied for? All right, let's take a look here. And then Kay, you will be up next. All right, and then Vanny, we will get to you as well. I see you've been patiently waiting here too. All right, so, oh, I'm on Vanny right now. And you also asked another question. Which day will you get the invitation in the mail? Okay. Let's take a look here. So, will you get the invitation in the mail for an interview? We'll see that first. Because if the answer is no, then the day won't matter, will it? Okay. Let's see. All right. So you do have the Eight of Wands. Here, there you can see it. So you have the Eight of Wands, which is about fast, fast, fast energy, energy, energy. And then you also have the Knight of Swords, which Knight is about movement, 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 and communication. So that is a yes, that you will. Now let's take a look here. Um, let's see if we can. Timing, of course, is always fun with spirit because they're outside of time and space, and they're all about What time is it? It's divine time. But let's see here. Will it be next week? Okay, so that's the Tower card. Will it be the week after? Excuse me. That's the Sun card. Okay. So it will be not this coming week, but the following week. And then, so we're going to pull a card for, is it Monday? Knight of Pentacles. That's the waiting card. So that would be no. Tuesday. Six of Wands, recognition and victory. So let's see. Let's say these two are here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because then they also have the wish fulfillment card and the magician card, which is manifestation. So I was like, is that what we're talking about here? And so they confirmed that there. So according to the cards, it will be, let me see if I have a calendar. So it's not next week. It would be Tuesday, November 15th. So we'll see. Hopefully that'll be the invitation date. But according to the cards and how I was doing that, that's when it should be, on Tuesday, November 15th. So that is what they have for you, Vanny. So thank you for your patience. And thank you guys all so much as well that giving me a thumbs up on the video. It helps out so much to spread the love to the world, and it makes the YouTube algorithm want to share the videos with other people as well. So it's a little tap for you guys, but it does impact things very much. You are very welcome, Bonnie. All right. So Kay, I think you might be the last one. Benny. All right, very good. I know, right, Kay? It's like, I've waited. So I'm glad you're still here. So you would like an update on how Eli feels towards you currently. All right. So here we go. How does Eli feel towards you currently? All right. Anything else? All right. So it's an interesting combination that first comes out here, because you got the star card, which the star card is like Aquarian energy. It represents like hope and bright star in the dark sky, right? And the Five of Cups here is like mourning and sorrow and focusing on loss. So I kind of feel like whatever is going on in their life, whatever this feeling of great loss that they've had, they also have this hope in the star. And it's almost like that. I don't know if this is you guys or not, though. I'm kind of feeling like, well, yeah, because you can kind of see they're almost the same person here. So they feel this sorrow and this loss, but they also feel this hope that's inside too. So it's kind of like this, they're at odds in their emotions, right? So which happens, if it was like a separation, or um if they've had a separation too. Let me see what else we have here. Well, yeah, because they've got, and I feel like this again is like double endings and double new beginnings that they've had in their life, and they've really felt like they had to get stability in their life and make very tough choices. and really just really grasp things in their life. Yeah, because they've got the Tower card here. So they've had things that have been moved out of their life to make room for new things coming in. So they have had this feeling like the rug was pulled out from underneath them in a lot of ways in their life. And they are at a crossroads, the Two of Swords here. So they are at this point where they're trying to make a decisions about their life, which makes sense with all of this. Um, and even the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands is about someone who's trying to take their energy and really focus it and drive it in a particular direction in their life. They're trying to, it really is coming back to like they felt so out of control and felt like so many things were moved, or they felt very unstable in their lives, that they're trying to get this, the Emperor number 4, which is solid foundation. They're trying to get control over like their kingdom that has fallen apart. And I feel like that's what's happening here. So whatever situation happened here that just made them totally, it's almost like their life feels like it fell apart, that they are so much focusing on all of that. Um, but coming back to like, how do they feel towards you currently? It's like it's almost like this is like and this is like one of the wish fulfillment cards too. It's like they have all this going on, and what brings them some hope in their darkness is just a simple thought of you. And but they're so consumed with all this that this seems dreamy and something out of reach. Like this is their life going on down here, and they see you up over here, something that they can look at almost from a distance, which is weird, right? But I just feel like, oh my gosh, just so much like, even with the double endings and double new beginnings, they feel like they're in a maze and they're lost, and the key's on the outside, but they're lost on the inside, and they're trying to find, the key going in with that. So yeah, I just feel like they've got so much happening in their life, and it feels like one big thing happened, but there was all these other ripples and other things in their life where they just feel like they're lost in a maze. And that's when they, like I said, they look into the dark night sky, and they see a bright light for a moment, but they're like, I can't reach that star, that's too far away. Like they're like, that's way over there. And they're trying to get you know their life together again, if that makes sense. But that's what they have for you right now. Okay. So hopefully that resonated. But many blessings to you. And thank you guys so much, everyone, for having joining the live tonight. I will be back at 11 a.m. Mountain Time tomorrow, and then back, and then on Sunday too, and then 7 p.m. every night of the week as well. So if you missed this live and you're catching it on the replay, we will see you. Okay. 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 That sounds good. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all so much. And thank you for your love and your support and your interactions with each other, all the thumbs up on the video, and watching any of the other videos that and I'll post again here just real quick for anyone that missed it at the beginning. Um, I did put out an 11/11 portal readings for next week. So these are by everyone's individual zodiac signs, if you want to check any of those out. And then, of course, November's readings are out. So if you haven't checked out your November by zodiac sign, that one is out. And um, we still have, after tomorrow's morning session, after I eat, I'll be closing out the weekly energy update. Each week I go in and look at all the comments of all the 12 zodiac signs of these weekly energy update, one of this list I just did. It was for the ones that posted last Saturday. And I go in and I just gather all the names and I do a drawing, and one person wins a 30-minute free personal recorded reading from me. So if you haven't done that, you can check that out as well. Um, like if you comment on one of the signs, that's one entry. If you comment a bunch on one, that's still one entry. But if you comment and watch, of course, watch and comment on one more than one of the videos, each one of those counts as a separate entry. So there you go. That's the skinny. I also put out a pick a card reading recently. Oops, there we go. On Thursday, and what the moon has to say for you. So there was, I think, four pick a cards there. And then here is the Scorpio season that I also put out. So any of you that are sun babies in Scorpio, there's a special birthday reading in there. For the rest of us, there are five different choices for pick a card as well. So if you feel drawn to any of those, check them out because there's messages from spirit for you there too. So much love to all of you. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until we meet again, you guys hang in there, take care of yourselves, and have a great night or a great day wherever you're at in the world. You take care.